The Hawks, a weird just season for them. They knocked us out 2 years ago in the playoffs in the first round. They looked like the next coming of, I guess, one of the better teams that had just good depth players, good role players with Trae Young there. Now they have a chance to get that big man next to Trae. Capella's time there is numbered. I'm sure he's going to be gone this offseason.
Yeah.
John Collins was moved. They're moving into a new era with their big man. Jalen Johnson is part of that future. And why not pair it with Alex Sarr?
Beautiful.
Which I would think.
I love that.
But I would also, I was telling you guys before, the San Antonio picks interest me. They have 4 and 8. If I'm San Antonio,
Rob Dillingham.
I would no.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Wait,
I think.
Yes.
Wait, before Rob Dillingham, I'm fine with that to move
Yeah.
up to 3 or 2. But if you want to build an all France big man lineup with Sarr and Wemby, why not?
He's not going to fall to 4. The Hawks are not getting
No,
the pick.
no, trading
You're
to
saying
1.
trading up?
I'm not going
Trading
to.
up to
No, I don't think that
No,
makes
because
sense.
what's more likely to happen is if the Spurs trade for Trae Young and give Atlanta the 4th pick, which would give Atlanta 1 and 4,
1 and
to
4.
really build like a filthy combo.
So you would get Sarr and then you get a point
If
guard.
you get Sarr, and if it's Dillingham, if it's anyone
Shepherd.
else, yeah, it could be Shepard, and then you're pairing those guys together with Jalen Johnson, probably Keldon Johnson as well
You're
for
getting some
salary
players.
purposes.
Yeah, you're getting
Yeah,
players.
Wow.
and you still got other young pieces like you got Kobe Buffkin. It's gonna be really
Yeah,
good.
Buffkin's a really good
You got
pick from last
obviously.
year.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Onyeka Okongwu, but he's still there.
That's another guy that I feel very bad for because he was going to take on that role with Capella leaving.
Right.
And he's another high draft pick from them that was doing really well. Now he's going to be backseat again to whoever
Well,
they take.
keep in mind he hasn't been the greatest for them. Typically, you see situations that you'll sign a guy to an extension like a Zeke Naji, for example, where they're not the most productive. You just kind of give them that MLE type contract just to kind of move off of them. You need tradable contracts on your team, especially in this new CBA where you're so financially restrained. And I think with the Hawks, they're in a good situation with Okongwu because either you keep him or you can easily get someone good for him. And you can, if you trade Trae, you also have DeJounte Murray to ship out as well.
Yeah.
So the Hawks really have the ultimate flexibility. And we all know a lot of times the lottery can be, tainted with by Adam Silver to kind of force things to happen.
Yeah.
Like we know the Blazers were 1 ball away from getting Wemby. We knew that wasn't going to happen though because they were going to give him to San Antonio. But what do you think of this whole lottery situation?
Well, I have a really quick question.
Go for it.
About Atlanta's situation. So if Atlanta gets Sarr, right?
Right.
What do you think? Should they keep DeJounte Murray or should they ship him out of there and get some other pieces that can help them with Trae? Because I don't think those two guys can coexist and win games together.
Right. So you're saying I do think one of them needs to go between Trae and DeJounte.
And who does it need to be and why and who can they get?
It really depends because with Trae, you need to make sure you are a playoff team because he's not here for no rebuild. He's already years into the league. And he's already been to the Eastern Conference Finals. Sorry.
Right.
With DeJounte, I mean, it's tough because he's so good, but he also there's a lot of things that are left to be desired. I think you can get a decent package for him, but you're going to get a Godfather offer for Trae. You're not going to get as much for DeJounte. That's why otherwise he would have been gone in February.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you're definitely getting a lot more for Trae, regardless. I think you're getting maybe 2 picks more, probably with Trae, than DeJounte.
They want 2 picks for DeJounte. I don't know if they're going to get it.
They probably will get 3 or 4 for Trae.
They'll get 3 or 4. They'll probably get
And
either
a few players.
They'll probably get 2 picks. No, in this new CBA, they'll probably get 2 picks and a pick swap for Trae. For DeJounte, they'll be lucky to get they'll probably get maybe 1, if not maybe like the typical 5 seconds. Because remember, salary filler is going to be huge now.
Yeah.
But if you're trading with San Antonio, teams under the first apron can kind of trade whatever, but teams over, anyone over the luxury tax or the repeater tax, you have to trade like for like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's within 80% of the salary.
Okay.
So something like that.
Who is picking second?
The Washington Wizards.
They're probably going to take Reece Sachet.
Probably. It's really this draft is more. It's a good draft. It's not. It's just bad compared to last year.
Yeah.
It's just this draft will be really based on feel, on fit, on personnel. It's not really the best player available.
Yeah.
Except for number 1, Alex Sarr should be the unequivocal number 1 pick.
Yeah, I know third is Houston. I could see Shepard or Dillingham going there. easily.
Yeah.
And then San Antonio getting one or the other. Or they take Topic.
I see Dillingham dropping into fourth and San Antonio getting Dillingham. But I do want to ask a quick question about that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, what do you think about the Spurs? Like, do you think the Spurs want to have Dillingham and Wemby develop together and become a great dynamic duo? Or do you think that the Spurs, the front office would want like a veteran point guard paired with Wemby and build off that? What do you think?
Well, the thing with Dillingham or Shepherd, they're young. They have a lot of time to build with them. Dillingham and Shepherd came from a very poor Kentucky team this year, but we're the stars of that team. Dillingham is definitely a shooter. They need shooting on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Shepherd, I know, is more of a winger. Plays on the wing, doesn't really bring the ball up a lot. I didn't watch a lot of Kentucky basketball. I'm just going off what they said in the draft.
Yeah, I haven't watched much college this year.
Yeah, but I know Dillingham.
He's a scorer.
I think Dillingham has the more high upside right now because of how highly recruited and ranked he was over Shepherd. I don't know. It depends who they evaluate better.
I think it's really what the front office. It's really what R.C. Buford wants to do because Wemby's only 20.
Yeah.
Trae Young is about to enter his prime.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense to get a guy to develop with.
I agree.
With Wemby, kind of like what Murray and Jokic kind of building up together. Because imagine you gave Jokic already like a 6-year, 7-year vet point guard. I don't know if that point guard, because remember Murray and Jokic are in their prime together now.
Right.
You want Wemby and his point guard duo to be. They want to all be in their prime at the same time.
Yeah,
I guess
their peak at the same time.
I guess even trading for Trae, I guess you could kind of say Wemby is kind of in his prime right now.
No, he's not even close to his prime.
No, he's not. I don't think
he's
he's still an outstanding
the way
player.
he's playing, it seems like.
But the way he plays, just wait till he's 27, 28. He is going to be unreal.
He'll put on some weight, be a little less injury prone.
Even if he doesn't.
He'll put on a little bit. Because
will.
keep in mind, like 20 years old in terms of NBA, you're a child. Like you're going to get that natural 20-something strength as you kind of progress through the league.
Imagine if he puts on like Giannis type weight.
Bro.
At his height?
That would be scary.
At his height, it's not really as healthy as Giannis.
Yeah, it's probably not.
He won't get as ripped because I think flexibility is the key with him.
Yeah.
So if you keep that's kind of like why, like even though I'm a twig, I'm very flexible, and I'd rather have more range of motion with my body rather than being jacked and like being so swole that I can't move. Like,
no, I love how we use Giannis as like the standard for like NBA players becoming buff because when he came into the league, he was a stick.
That man was.
Yeah. Now he's literally like a tank.
Yeah.
You're either built like Giannis or you're built like Tatum. It's just. It's or some players are in between, but it's one or the other. And then obviously there are some players that are bigger, like an Embiid or
Jokic,
like a Jokic or a Sabonis. But I think Giannis is the ideal body type for an NBA player. Obviously not as tall.
Just an athlete.
Yeah, Giannis. I think just Tatum, but add like 50 pounds.
Yeah, that's why they call him the Greek freak. He's an athlete. He's
exactly.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you something because I know you could probably talk on and on about this. Who and where should Bronny be drafted to?
Oh, Bronny.
Because this has a lot of implications surrounding LeBron.
Oh man, yeah.
Because we've seen reviews and reports and whatnot of like he'll want to play with him, he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a very sticky situation. It's an intriguing one. It's a hot topic. So I want to let you cook up a little bit. I know you haven't talked as much in this segment.
Sure.
So floor is yours, my friend.
I think Bronny, he's getting a lot of hate recently. He's getting like in the comments of like Instagram post or whatever it is. He's getting a lot of hate. Like, oh, this guy, he's just LeBron James' son. You know, he's not even good. If he wasn't his LeBron James' son, he wouldn't even be considered to be in the NBA. You know, that's what I've been seeing, and I'm just thinking like, I can't wait until he proves everyone wrong. I'm Team Bronny right now, and I'm all for it. I know he may not be favored to be a good player, but I think he could be a solid role player. I think he is like in terms of his IQ, you know, and in terms of his even like his physical attributes. Like he's LeBron James' son. Like he has some physical attributes as well. He can jump. He's 40-inch vertical, right?
Yeah.
He has some crazy speed. He has like a 6'7" wingspan. So he could be a very good defender. I see. And I also think he could be a shooter.
He did well. Speaking of defense and shooter, 3-and-D. One of the players he does kind of I don't know about model his game after, but someone he watches a lot is Derek White.
Yeah.
And I think that could be. I think it's a good comparison as far as that goes. I think, in my opinion, I think the one thing Bronny definitely needs to fix is his shot speed. You saw him at the combine; he was a little slow with the catch and release. He was catching a little too low. I think in the NBA, the best shooters catch it high, release it high, and just kind of let that shit fly. Because I mean, if you exactly, but because if you got like if you're getting closed out by J-Mac or MPJ, they're gonna stuff the shit out of you every time.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to catch it high, and obviously he's not Bryce because Bryce is I think like 4 or 5 inches taller.
Yeah.
So it's really important for him to kind of at least get the space, get far enough away from your defender to get a shot up. But I feel like he just needs to get that shooting speed up a little bit faster, and I think he'll be just fine. Because I'm with you. I want Bronny to succeed.
Yeah.
But what sucks is that because he's LeBron James' son, he's going to get the unfair expectations, and I don't think he's going to be a star player. I think he's going to be an elite role player.
Agreed.
And I think that people are going to tarnish him for that, and they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because he's not LeBron James.
Yeah.
His name is LeBron James, but at the end of the day, it's not the one that we all know. And that's the thing.
I think he'll go late second round. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
I think his stock went up a little bit.
No,
He might go late first, early second.
Okay.
From what someone said that someone's considering him taking him first, which is not happening at all.
There's like a 20,000 to 1
No,
odds.
I think he's gonna go late first. I know obviously Lakers are in that. I heard Utah's in it. They're gonna interview him. Memphis is
Mavs.
in there.
The Mavs, I saw the report the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure when Bryce comes in, he'll get a lot more probably hype, depending on how great he is.
Bryce is going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Bryce is
He's
a lot.
very
He's a lot.
good.
He's got star
Yeah,
potential.
very good.
Bryce is like 6'8", I think 6'7",
Yeah.
6'8".
Okay.
His highlights in high school are really good.
Also, keep in mind too, Bronny just had a cardiac arrest
he had a
last
heart
year.
attack.
True.
Yeah.
So-
he's getting back his mobility. That's why I think the shot release isn't a big thing. I think they were, from the NBA execs that were looking at him, they were, I think, evaluating him a little too harshly for what he was doing there. I mean, I think the vertical blew them away. He had a 40-inch
Yeah.
vertical, which I saw that video was really fucking.
We knew he was athletic though.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
He'll get some time. I think once, because a heart attack, give him some time. He'll recover.
What
and
really sucks
he'll be
though.
back.
What really sucks though for Bronny is the height. I wish he grew just a little
Yeah,
bit
he's
more.
6'3",
even 6'4".
6'4".
He
would have been nice.
So he's been measured at 6'3" his entire life.
Yes.
As far as like his peak, the combine, he's measured at 6'1".
Bro, I'm
Oh,
taller
really?
than Bronny, and that's not
Yeah. I'm taller than him regardless.
Yeah.
But that's crazy though. Like I said, the NBA measures people so weird.
I think they're
good.
measuring
Without shoes.
Yeah, because Brian
College you measure with shoes.
Brian Windhorst said Wemby's 7'5", but the NBA measured him like 7'3.5". So
I don't think they're including hair as part of their height.
Well, nobody does.
no one does.
Yeah.
It's just weird the way they do it.
I know
don't
in college they measure with shoes,
Right.
but maybe in NBA they take off the shoes. I don't know.
Because shoes give you height.
Yeah, exactly.
So
definitely.
like I'm sure you're probably like 6'4" with shoes on.
Yeah, something like that. 6'3".
Yeah.
So